the golden age of the Mongol Empire, the unification of East and West, 1234 to 1265 CE, as the sun rose over the vast expanse of the Eurasian steppes. A new era, unity and prosperity, was born. The Great Caliphate of the Mongols, spanning from 1234 to 1265 CE, marked a pivotal moment in human history when East and West converged under the wise and fearless leadership of Genghis Khan's descendants. The unification of East and West, following the demise of its founder, Güyük Khan, 1229-1241 CE, the Mongol Empire faced internal power struggles and external threats. His successor, Güyük Khan, 1246-1248 CE, recognized the need to strengthen the empire's position by forging alliances with neighboring kingdoms. In 1245 CE, he dispatched his trusted diplomat, Güyük Khan, to the court of the powerful Chinese Song dynasty. Güyük's diplomatic efforts yielded a historic treaty between the Mongols and the Song, solidifying their mutual interests and paving the way for future cooperation. This marked the beginning of a golden era in which East and West converged, fostering cultural exchange, economic growth, and military alliances. The rise of Kublai Khan, 1260-1294 CEE, as Güyük's successor, Güyük Khan, 1248-1251 CE, focused on expanding the empire's borders. His cousin Kublai Khan seized the opportunity to consolidate power in China. In 1260 CE, Kublai established his capital, Dadu, modern-day Beijing, and set about rebuilding the war-torn city. Kublai's diplomatic prowess proved invaluable as he navigated complex relationships with neighboring kingdoms, including the Jurchen-led Yuan dynasty, which had toppled the Song in 1279 CE. He even maintained a fragile peace with the powerful Tanguts of Secheng, ensuring their loyalty and securing crucial trade routes. Pax Mongolica. During this era, the Mongols established a network of roads known as the Silk Road, stretching from modern-day Ukraine to China. This extensive infrastructure enabled merchants, travelers, and diplomats to traverse the empire with relative ease, fostering cultural exchange and economic growth. Cities like Samarkand, Bukhara, and Baghdad flourished under Mongol rule, becoming centers of learning, art, and commerce. Scholars and merchants from as far away as Europe and Asia flocked to these hubs, sharing knowledge and ideas that would shape the course of human history. The unification of East and West in practice. One such example is the famous Phoenician explorer, Marco Polo. In 1275 CE, Marco embarked on an epic journey from Venice to China, traversing the Silk Road under the protection of Kublai Khan's court. His account of the Mongols' vast empire, recorded in his book Il Milione, The Travels, not only captivated European audiences but also helped solidify the Mongols' reputation as wise and just rulers. Conclusion. As the sun set on the Great Caliphate of the Mongols, a golden era had dawned. The convergence of East and West under the wise leadership of Kublai Khan had brought unprecedented prosperity, cultural exchange, and military strength to the empire. This remarkable chapter in human history serves as a testament to the enduring power of diplomacy, cooperation, and strategic vision. In the scorching summer of 1234, a young warrior named Temujin, later known as Genghis Khan, stood at the threshold of a new era. As the Mongols' Great Caliphate began to take shape, Temujin's vision for a unified empire would soon spread like wildfire across the vast expanse of Asia and Eastern Europe. In the dusty steppes of Mongolia, where nomadic tribes roamed freely, Temujin's fate was intertwined with that of his wife, Bort. Their marriage was a union of convenience, forged in the crucible of tribal politics. As they settled into their new life, Temujin's skills as a hunter and warrior earned him respect among his peers. The winds of change blew across the steppes, whispering tales of a powerful and ruthless warlord named Jamukha. His domain was marked by brutal raids and pillaging, leaving a trail of destruction in his wake. Temujin, driven by a desire to prove himself, saw an opportunity to test his mettle against this formidable foe. As the two warriors clashed on the sun-scorched plains, their battle raged like a stormy tempest. Temujin's cunning and strength proved no match for Jamukha's ferocity, and he was left wounded and humiliated. Borte, ever the voice of reason, soothed her husband's wounded pride, urging him to focus on rebuilding his reputation. Temujin's resolve hardened like steel in a blacksmith's forge. He vowed to exact revenge upon Jamuka, using every ounce of cunning and strategy at his disposal, as he rallied his troops and launched a series of surprise attacks. The winds of war began to shift in his favor. Jamuka, outmaneuvered and exhausted, retreated to the distant reaches of Mongolia. Temujin's victory was sweet, but it came at a steep price. His relationship with Borte suffered greatly as the strain of war and politics pushed them apart. As the Mongols' Great Caliphate expanded its reach, Temujin's reputation grew like a wildfire spreading across the steppes. His armies conquered distant lands, absorbing the knowledge and wisdom of conquered peoples. Merchants and traders flocked to his court, drawn by the promise of prosperity and stability under his leadership. The once nomadic warrior now wore the mantle of statesmanship, navigating the complex web of alliances and rivalries between tribes. Temujin's diplomatic prowess was matched only by his military genius, as he adapted his tactics to the ever-changing landscape of war. In the heart of the Great Caliphate, a new era dawned, one marked by wisdom, cunning, and an unwavering resolve to reshape the destiny of Asia and Eastern Europe. Temujin's legend grew with each passing year as the Mongols' vast empire stretched from the Pacific Ocean to the Caspian Sea. And at its very core, a young warrior named Temujin, now Genghis Khan, stood tall, his vision for a unified empire burning brighter than the stars in the night sky. The dawn of the 13th century marked the beginning of an epochal era in world history. Amidst the swirling sands of war and conquest, two titanic powers, the Mongol Empire and the Abbasid Caliphate, forged an unbreakable alliance that would stretch across a vast expanse from China's distant horizons to the sun-kissed shores of the Mediterranean. In the scorching deserts of Mesopotamia, the Abbasid Caliphate had long been a beacon of Islamic learning and culture. The golden domes of Baghdad's mosques glistened in the desert sunlight, while scholars pored over ancient texts in pursuit of knowledge. Meanwhile, to the north, Genghis Khan's Mongol hordes were forging an empire that would soon engulf vast swaths of Asia. As the Mongols rode forth, their thunderous hoofbeats echoed across the steppes and forests. Theirs was a realm of unyielding warriors, bound by a code of honor and loyalty to their Khan. Wind-whipped nomads, ever migrating in search of pastureland, left devastation in their wake. Cities crumbled, armies were routed, and empires trembled as the Mongols' unstoppable momentum swept across the known world. In this crucible of war, a shared interest emerged: the desire to vanquish the mighty Khwarezmid Empire, which had long threatened both powers. The Abbasid Caliphate, its once mighty domains, reduced to fragmented realms, saw an opportunity to reassert its dominance through alliance with the Mongols. In 1234 CE, Genghis Khan's grandson, Batu Khan, and the Abbasid Caliph Al-Kamil II struck a treaty of mutual support. The pact solidified their combined might, creating a vast territorial expanse that stretched from the shores of China to the Mediterranean coast. This newly forged alliance would henceforth be known as the Great Caliphate of the Mongols. As the Mongol cavalry thundered across the steppes and deserts, they brought with them an unwavering commitment to their Abbasid allies. Together they launched a series of campaigns that shattered the Khwarezmid Empire's defenses. Cities fell like autumn leaves: Samarkand, Bukhara, and Merv succumbing to the Mongols' unrelenting pressure. The Mediterranean world watched in awe as the Mongol-Abbasid alliance forged an empire that rivaled ancient Rome in scope. The once mighty Khwarezmid Empire was reduced to a mere shadow of its former self, its territories carved into smaller realms that danced on the fringes of the Mongols' vast dominion. In this new era of cooperation and conquest, trade flourished as merchants from far-flung lands converged upon the bustling ports of Baghdad and Samarkand. The scent of spices wafted through marketplaces, mingling with the hum of merchants haggling over silks and precious stones. As the Mongols rode forth, their banners bearing the symbols of the Abbasid Caliphate, the crescent moon and the star, they carried with them a shared vision to spread the light of Islam across the vast expanse of their empire. The Great Caliphate of the Mongols had dawned, an era marked by the unyielding power of two mighty forces united in their quest for conquest and dominion. And so the Mongol Empire and the Abbasid Caliphate stood as beacons of strength, their combined might illuminating the path to a new era of world history. The Great Caliphate of the Mongols, a golden age of conquest and prosperity, 1234 in 1265 CE. In the scorching deserts of Central Asia, a golden age was born. The Mongols, once nomadic warriors, had transformed into a powerful empire under the wise leadership of Güyük Khan. His vision for a unified realm stretching from China to Eastern Europe had become a reality. This period, known as the Great Caliphate of the Mongols, would be marked by unparalleled conquests, cultural exchange, and economic prosperity. As the sun rose over the vast steppes, the Mongol army, clad in their traditional attire of dale and conical hats, began their daily rituals. The air was thick with the scent of horse sweat leather and the distant tang of freshly baked bread wafting from nomadic encampments. In the heart of the empire, the capital city of Karakorum bustled with activity. Merchants and traders haggled over exotic goods, while scholars pored over ancient texts in search of knowledge. The Mongols had long been a force to be reckoned with on the steppes. Their nomadic lifestyle allowed them to harness the power of the